It's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
Likewise,
I love
thank
that
you.
you're a strong advocate of strong female characters in films, and I think that you've obviously shown with your career that you've headed that way. Do you see that as progressing on all sides?
I certainly feel I would love to play characters that are considered more vulnerable, just so I can leave like a trail of a multifaceted journey as an artist. I like being a chameleon. But I think that there is a void in the fact that women don't have enough like active action female references to sort of take on. And as growing up as a kid, I didn't have them. I just had Sarah Connor and I had Ellen Ripley, and I held on to them, and I would watch these films until my tapes were broken. So now that I'm an actor, I do tend to gravitate towards action movies because I love them, and two, because I know that would be greatly important to some girls out there.
Throughout this entire film, you and Karen Gillan kind of go at it nonstop. On the set, who could really take who? Who's going for it?
You know what? It's so funny. Karen would be the opposite of her character. Karen is the most bubbly, kind of clumsy, tall, beautiful lady who's very like quirky, like oh. But then like as Nebula, she's just like so badass and everything. But I still wouldn't mess with her. It's so funny. She may think that I can take her, but I wouldn't mess with Karen.
Is there something more intimidating? You belong to two very geeky franchises. Is there something more intimidating than you're found in normal production, or?
No, I think that the geeks that are the most passionate ones are the ones with Star Trek, the Trekkers. Because they've respected this legacy for over 50 years, and for them it has a life of its own and a journey that some of them just don't like when you tamper with it. And I always appreciate the passion.
I was actually down in San Diego when they announced that they were doing this film. I don't think anybody was really attached to it, but I remember there was two reactions to it. One was us geeks who read this, franchise. I was like, wow, okay, that's something
interesting, right?
Yeah, could Marvel really get away with doing a talking raccoon in a tree? And they did.
And the other one was like, who are the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Why do you think that people attach themselves to this franchise so well?
I think it's James Gunn. I have to say, because any other director would have just seen over the surface of it all, and it's like, it's Marvel, it's an action movie, it's a comic. Let me just try to make the most expensive action racy movie. And James Gunn was like, no, let me get this twist. I have a fascination with 70s and 80s pop music from like the Midwest of America, because that's where I'm from, and that's my age range. I think that these action heroes would be best served as idiots that are super flawed but have the best of intentions, and by him adding all these twists, it just made it so fresh,
Two things. One is Kurt Russell is an absolute hero of mine as a childhood.
Mine too.
What is your favorite Kurt Russell film?
Big Trouble in Little China, Tango and Cash, Backdraft,
You're going all of them.
Tombstone.
Yep.
He's a badass.
That is absolutely the right word for him.
Aside the fact that he has the best head of hair I've seen on a man that age since I was born.
And my last two is a question I ask everybody, and I think it tells a lot about a person. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Well, if I want to impress a guy like my husband, I would sing I Touch Myself, only because I can hit all the notes. I'm an idiot.
It's not a bad one.
And if I'm feeling very ambitious, I would do anything from ABBA.
Good one.
Which I fail miserably.
Absolute pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.